Some unfortunate news out of Chicago this morning. Derrick Rose will miss the rest of the season after undergoing surgery this morning to repair a torn meniscus in his right knee. Rose missed all of last season after tearing the ACL in his left knee during the playoffs in 2012. You guys remember that? Can't catch a break, can he, Stephen A? Let me ask you this. Are you worried about his future?
Yes, I am. Skip Bayless, on a far less serious level, I am. I say far less serious because I remember when we were talking about Lamar Odom several weeks back, and obviously that's an entirely different situation, going on, that's made us incredibly sad. This is obviously, you're sad for an entirely different reason, but nevertheless sad altogether because Derrick Rose, as far as I'm concerned, is finished. And I don't mean finished. I don't mean finished as an NBA player.
Yeah.
I don't mean finished as a great NBA player. I mean finished as the Derrick Rose we've all known.
I'm with you.
I looked at Derrick Rose and Russell Westbrook as the two most athletic point guards in NBA history. I've never seen anybody at that position that athletic. I think that day is over for Derrick Rose. I still think that he can come back and he can be great. I still think that he can come back and he can lead the Chicago Bulls to the promised land. I'm not saying that, but what we saw when he won the MVP a couple of years back, 2011, what we saw and what we fantasized over after seeing him have that kind of year, ain't happening. This is the other knee. This ain't even the surgically repaired knee.
Yep.
This was your good knee, okay? And this meniscus tear, his game, yes, he can shoot it a little bit, even though that wasn't the case because he was only shooting about 35% from the field and 34% from three-point range.
Yep.
But he can work on his game well enough to be effective and productive, but it's almost Grant Hill-ish with the ankles that Grant Hill had plaguing him. I believe that if Grant Hill had never injured those ankles, that Grant Hill would have been on par to be Kobe-like, MJ-like potentially. But those ankles derailed him.
Yep.
That is what has happened to Derrick Rose. Both knees now. Last year was your left that kept you out the entire season. This year is your right knee. And let us not forget, Derrick Rose, by no stretch of the imagination, is weak, soft, or anything like that. He's an incredibly nice guy. Family's wonderful as well. My heart goes out to all of them because they love themselves some Derrick Rose and they love watching him play this game. And I know they're heartbroken for him, and I know I am, the city of Chicago. I don't blame them if they're in a state of mourning right now. But I got to tell you, I'm worried about him from a psychological standpoint.
Yeah.
This guy, it took him a lot to come back.
Yeah.
And last year, people thought he was physically ready to go. But mentally, it was a problem for him. I think as much as him getting physically rehabilitated, I think that this guy is going to need to sit down with a sports psychologist to really elevate his confidence level because he's the kind of guy that he's so sensitive, in that regard, that this is a lot to overcome for him, man. And I feel terrible for him and the Bulls, man, because, it's a devastating blow for the NBA, man.
It's a devastating blow. I'm with you. I don't think Derrick Rose will ever be Derrick Rose again, even though he just turned 25 years of age. And allow me to speak about meniscus tears because I have way too much experience with them.
Okay.
Again, I obviously don't play in the NBA, and I'm way older than Derrick Rose is. But I've had 3 medial meniscus repairs. I had one, as you guys remember, just last July.
San Antonio.
Yeah, in San Antonio.
Yeah.
All 3 times, I was running on concrete, and I run distance now.
Right.
I'm running 6-8 miles a day.
Right.
I was running within 2 to 3 weeks all 3 times. I had a significant tear last July. Now, my surgeon was great, and he didn't love me doing what I did. But I rehabbed quickly, and I was running on concrete, running distance 5 miles the first day within 2.5 weeks. My point is, I don't know what they found in his knee. You can have a complete tear of the meniscus, but it's rare to do it the way he did it. My point is, it's your point. it's in his head. It's like, my God, I just came through complete reconstruction of my other knee. That's serious business. Though we saw Adrian Peterson come right back out of one off season and not miss a whole season. And now he's got to deal with any kind of surgery on the other knee is damaging because the demons of doubt deep in the recesses of his mind, they're going to haunt him now. And so it sounds like they just said, let's just bag the rest of the... Really? I really, last night I was thinking, boy, I hope he can come back in a month or so, or 6 weeks maybe, because I don't know exactly what they did when they went in there. Mine got clipped 3 times, and I still got plenty of cartilage. I'm still doing okay. So my point is, you're right. He's losing a lot of faith in his body, with which he plays kamikaze basketball. He's going up through the trees, man, just running into people.
I'd like to say this too. I mean, I've had several trainers say this to me. But Tim Grover, your friend of mine, said this to me one time, and I never forget it. He said, watch these guys and all the wrapping, the ankle braces, the knee braces, the hip, the hip braces. I mean, all of this other stuff. He said, when you put stuff like that on your body, it actually lends itself. I hope I'm not misquoting Grover here. It's a conversation that took place about a year and a half ago. So I want to make sure I'm getting it right. But he was alluding to having your body wrapped up in all of this protective gear, and it actually serving as an impediment because your body is not made to have all of that protection. It actually strains it a little bit, which could be problematic. And you're going to see a lot of people get injured because of it.
More often.
And sure enough, you see stuff like this happen, and it's believable.
We also have some other news.